Welcome to the ARB Griffith 400. It is a dusty and windy afternoon down here in central New South Wales. The conditions are tough. The competitors are set for a big weekend. This is off-road racing. The ARB Griffith 400 is about to kick off. We've got some great action coming your way. Stay tuned.
I'm Andrew Stott, here on behalf of ARB, supporting the ARB Off-Road Racing Series for 2016. Here we are at the Griffith event, then we'll continue on to Sea Lake in Victoria, then Goondiwindi in Queensland, finishing with Millicent in South Australia. These four events have been iconic off-road racing events in Australia, and ARB have brought them together as a national series.
My name's Murray Rogers. I'm the clerk of course for the weekend. That means I've got overall responsibility for the health and safety, well-being of all the competitors here and responsibility for all the motorsport activities. The event here runs on Matt Ryan's property as well as Andy Ryan's property. Both are off-road races in their own rights.
I'm Andy Ryan, I'm one of the property owners here at Griffith. Most of the track runs on our farm. It's sort of got a lot of hill on it. We've got a fair bit of hill on our property, which makes the ideal racetrack. The race started out here back before I was born, really. The race started out here and then they moved into town, into Griffith for quite a while. And only the last sort of 4 years we've had the race back out here on our property.
The event's attracted 55 competitors from all over Australia. And there's some really good competitors here. It's a strong field. We've got a lot of the locals here now. A lot of the Griffith members that were club members and helpers have gone and bought race cars and are competing. We've got last year's winner and Jack Rhodes here.
I'm Jack Rhodes. We're here for the 2016 Griffith. Last year, Dave and I, we ended up having a successful year and it doesn't usually go that well. Yeah, had a good run and we're able to come away with a win, and hopefully this year we can go close to that.
Jack's an awesome driver. He's a very fair competitor. We caught him here a few years ago. He pulled straight over and let us pass, and that's what you get in off-road. That's the sort of people that you're involved with.
We've got a situation now that we've got in the Owen family from Warrnambool. We've got 3 generations. We've got Father Reg at 70 years old with one of his grandsons as navigator. His son has been a champion.
I've finally got back into this car which my son was running last year. It's something like 34 years since I've driven one of these things. But I'm very disappointed in Matthew, my son. He lied to me. He said they are very, very smooth, but I can assure you they have still got plenty of bumps, and his answer to that was, well, you're not going fast enough.
We've now got his grandson having rebuilt Reg's original buggy from the late 70s, and here he is competing at Griffith.
Tyler Ryan, I'm 25 years old, and this is a Funko that's been in the family for the last 36 years. It was built in 1978. And it's still running today, 36 years later.
Andy Brown has been racing for some 30 odd years. His son has followed in his footsteps, both father and son champions in their own right.
Hi, my name's Andy Brown. I'm from ARB Corp. I've been there for a long, long time, one of the founding members, and this is what we do on weekends. So we go and have a bit of fun up in the dust and the dirt.
Danny Brown from Melbourne, running the number 42 Milwaukee Jimco car. Dad's been racing since he was 17, 18, and I've sort of grown up around the track, so I started when I was, I think my first race was when I was 12, and I'm 30 now, so I've been doing it for 18 years, so I'm not that young, but I'm almost a veteran of this sport now.
There's a tough field and there's a lot of good competitors out there, so it'll definitely be a fair challenge, as well as the track will be very challenging this year.
I'd hate to try and choose a winner out of the event. There's probably 20 cars that could take the outright honours here tomorrow afternoon after 400 kilometres. track here at Stackpool at Griffith. It's open, it's fast, it's dusty, it's got hard surfaces, it's got a lot of rocky outcrops as we run around the side of the hills. It's sandy in places. It's a real challenging off-road track.
The track here is good fun. It's super fast, it's dusty, it's a real off-road track. It's just got everything here.
Compared to other tracks in Australia, the track's quite rocky, quite rough.
Going to be really rough by the last couple of laps, but it's all part of it, I suppose. Good fun.
Got a lot of long straights along edges of paddocks. It's a very, very fast track. The speeds you get here at Griffith are probably higher than you get on any other track in Australia.
The track length for the event is 400 kilometres in total. The competitors will do 100 kilometres on Saturday, 1 lap. And on Sunday they'll do 3 laps of the 100 kilometre course. I've been involved in off-road racing since I was a teenager, many years ago, and it's great to see a lot of women getting involved in the sport. My wife Julie manages the race timing part of offroadracing.com.au when we're at events. My role at events usually is clerk of course, managing the event in totality, but yeah, Julie is the bedrock of off-road racing.
My wife Bobby, she's the backbone of this event. She really is. Like, without her, I guarantee this event would struggle. There's a lot of other members in the club that have put in a lot of hard work this year. But yeah, at the end of the day, Bobby's the one that does all the jobs that no one else wants to do, I guess, for the club.
We've even got young Ali Howell here driving a competition vehicle this weekend.
My name is Ali Howes, I'm 23 years old. My boyfriend Brad Brannigan navigates for me. This is our first car that our family built. My dad used to race it. When my brother and I were born, he gave it up. And one Christmas we decided we wanted to start racing again. I've seen a few girls in suits, so there must be a few other girl navigators, which is good. I wish there was more in the sport. My advice to any girls wanting to get out and give it a go is just definitely find a team, find a crew, anyone, just jump in the deep end.
Today at Griffith in Section 1, Dave Polino and I, we had a pretty good run. We had Andy there putting on a lot of pressure on, and we were a bit worried because we could see him coming, and unfortunately for him, he suffered a few issues.
We got second in prologue. We were running second to Jack very easily today, and we have had a boost control module play up. We've got to remount it obviously somewhere else. It's obviously in too much heat, so we're just going to have to sit it out tomorrow, I think.
We've got a little bit of a lead at the moment. Danny's still there, and Danny's one we definitely have to watch. He's definitely going to come home strong, so yeah, we've just got to try and keep the pressure on and just keep a healthy lead.
We've got Jack in front of us and he's always super hard to beat. He's just so fast. And we've obviously got Greg behind us, Dale Martin, Craig Martin behind us as well, and they're no slouches either.
My name's Dale Martin, I'm from Melbourne, Victoria. I'm running, I think, 5th outright at highest pro light. So we've got 2 twin turbos and a couple of V8s in front of us, and we're the first V6 naturally aspirated car. So we've got a bit of a lead, which is handy, but we can't relax. You get one flat tyre or one issue, we'll be back down the field.
You can't afford to hit the rocks too hard, and you can't slide over them, and you can't be powering on over them. So it's a real finesse of driving over them.
If we can put it together tomorrow and be up the front, that's where we want to be.
It's just going to be impossible to pass on this track, really, just because of the dust. I mean, people are going to have to be super nice in front of you to let you pass. We're mates with all these guys and we don't want to hold them up, but at the end of the day it's a race, so you've got to try and do your best. We've done pretty well. We ended up second today, so we can keep there and we should end up pretty well for the rest of the weekend.
Plan for tomorrow is to beat that number 42 buggy. I'm coming for you, Danny.
We led for the first probably 80 k's today, and then we got stuck in second gear and had to do the last part of the lap in second gear, pretty slow. Just hoping the finish would come up a bit quicker, but we're all set and right to go for tomorrow now.
It's still too early to start looking for any sort of trophy at the minute.
To finish first you must finish, so that's the aim, one lap at a time.
It's a long way to go, so we just take it as it comes.
People really have to watch out for rocks. A flat tyre will cost any one of the top three the race, so if you can get through tomorrow without a puncture, you'll probably win the event.
ARB has actually supported off-road events across Australia for some 40 years. Off-road racing, winching challenges, Australian safaris, long-distance events.
Off-road racing, it's just a great release on the weekends. It's fantastic for our business. It tells us what will break, what will bend, how suspension should work, what can be done with a shock absorber.
Research and development over that period of time has been extraordinary. Thousands upon thousands of kilometres of testing products in the harshest of conditions.
So it's a great educational tool. I won't blame it all on that. It's a lot of fun, thoroughly enjoy it, and keeps us occupied on the weekends. All the original ARB people were off-roaders, and that's what we grew from, and obviously we were racing four-wheel drives and some of the smaller buggies back then, but it taught us a lot, and we were a very tight-knit bunch, and that was the founding part of ARB, and it's been the culture ever since.
And here's a situation where ARB is giving back to the off-road community via way of sponsorship of this fantastic series. These people have been involved with these sorts of events for a very long period of time, as ARB has, and supported them all the way.
My family's been involved in off-road racing since I was a kid. My dad won an Australian Off-Road Championship in '84. I married my wife Bobby, who used to race off-road. Her dad races off-road. My brother-in-law races off-road. So pretty much everyone in our family talk off-road at Christmas.
I think that's a really good thing about the sport is there's a lot of second generation racing coming through. I was actually thinking about it at the back doing 150 kilometres an hour down a straight, thinking how it could that I've got Dad behind me, I've got my mate in front of me, Danny, and his dad's in front of him, and then you've got the Owens and their dads are racing. Like, it's a lot of families involved. You don't get that in a lot of sports.
My whole family's here. Working with Dad, standing up on the podium if I can get there at the end of the day and just saying thanks to him, that's my biggest feat, is just thanking him at the end of the day, because without him we wouldn't be here.
And that's what we like about it. I mean, hell, I'm as old as hell and I can still race, and you still don't make an absolute idiot of yourself. My son's racing, which is fantastic.
The event has just been won by Danny Brown, emulating father's successes of the late 70s, early 80s.
To have the support of Mickey, Red Arc, PWR and ARB for this series is just amazing. Last year, like most events, I think we're at 80 cars or plus. I think that the future of the ARB series is unreal. It's something that we want to be involved in. It's a good family atmosphere and they're all our mates.